Yeah. You know they told me, flex on this, flex on that. Got my center, got it back.
Yeah. Run it. Hit that Gucci store.
All right,
Girl,
back.
make your
Second
ass
week,
pop.
part 2. Let's go.
Part 2. Let's do this.
So I'm assuming everyone's just had their Christmas. I hope everyone's having a fucking fantastic time. I hope everyone enjoyed my favorite day of the year, being Boxing Day.
Yes.
You are listening to this. Please know that currently, I'll be sitting on a fucking island in an Airbnb, eating prawns and lychees and drinking lots of beer.
Or you can't.
Living it
I'll
up.
be in a
living it
food
up.
coma, cunt.
Living it up in North Queensland. It'll be
I'll
a
be in a
second.
food
It'll be a
coma.
second last day on the island. So we'll be having a fucking great time.
Lucky bastard.
It'll probably just be me and my missus there at the time. Probably going for hikes, looking at koalas, and having just
Doing a couple of these ones?
Maybe. I've fished on Maggie Island a few times. It's fucking shit there. It's too many. Too many people go there all the time, so it gets a bit overfished, and it's shallow. So where Maggie Island goes, Magnetic Island, as it goes back towards the mainland, I think it was like 15 years ago, that sandbank that went back to Cleveland Point was actually shallow enough at low tide that you could walk.
You walk across, yeah.
So it is fairly close. It is an island, but it is fairly close-ish. It's like a 20-minute cat ride, and the cat goes at like fucking 90 k's per hour. It fucking flies.
Yeah.
It goes. It's a fucking cool little car. It's a cool little thing.
So I'll be sunburnt to the max. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm a good slip flop flapper, eh?
I slip slop slap. It's just I'm going crabbing Christmas Eve.
Ooh.
It's just ever since I've been with the missus, it's just been a yearly thing that like me and the father-in-law and the missus go out crabbing for Christmas Eve, grab, the crab and get some fish and everything. It's so that it's fresh as fuck for the Christmas
Where do you go
day.
crabbing?
So we go crabbing. Usually we go at Thompson's Point.
Yep.
And then go around the back of Casuarina. But this year we're going to spice it up and go to Curruman.
Oh, yeah. Curruman's good. I did a lot of fishing in Curruman when I was a young fella.
Yeah.
Caught some of my better fish there, actually. Caught probably my best ever grunter in Curruman Creek.
Yeah.
Grunter everywhere else probably calls them a silver barred javelin. But actually, grunter, I think grunter's an Australian only fish. So if you're an Australian, you know what a grunter is. And the reason they're called grunter is when you pull them on board, they
you can do it.
Make this little fucking weird noise. Sounds like a little grunt. Fish don't usually make noises at all.
Yes.
They might make a little bit of a as all the pressure comes out their asshole, but nothing much different. I'm sorry if you're a vegan, you listen to that and we just talk about us killing fish, but I think pescatarians have it right. Probably if you're going to be the vegan thing, fish don't have brains big enough. See, that's the weird thing is like some of the meat you eat technically don't have brains big enough to be self-aware. So it's a weird thing. But that's a whole nother fucking topic, vegan. Maybe we can do that one time about meat and vegans and stuff like that. It's just a lot of animals aren't self-aware enough aren't self-aware. So it's sort of hard to like go, do they even have a conscience? The fact that they fight or flee is literally a predatory response. It's not a fucking anyway, we're going off target. That's just me having a fucking waffle. Because if you want to go on
party lights going at the moment,
I'm gonna finish it really quickly on that. That is, plants have exactly the same reaction. So what can you fucking do?
Exactly.
But yeah, so year of gaming.
Yeah, boy.
We'll finish it with the top 5 as well. The top 5 is probably going to be more of 5 gaming moments / releases or anything like that. So it could be even like something good, something bad. Like, we might touch on, gaming moment number 3 might be Battlefields and it's fucking shit show of a release. What did your camera just change?
Because I just moved it for a second. I'm sorry, guys. I had party lights going off, so I had to adjust it.
Okay.
So,
but yeah, I've went away from. I used to game a fuck ton growing up. I used to game a heap. But I was a pretty active kid still. But I still always had a bit of an active mind, but didn't like doing studying or reading. So I played a lot of games, played a lot of Super Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation 1, shit like that. And eventually got to the point where I started buying my own consoles, blah, 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 blah. So, but then when I moved out, we're living in a house and I played a lot of games, smoked a lot of weed, played a lot of games, whatever it was. But I played a lot of first-person shooters when I was like 17, 18, especially when I was 17. I couldn't go out. So I was at home. I was working, had money, but had a heap of spare time because I was still living at home. So I used to play a lot of Black Ops 2 and stuff like that, a heap. Then I had a big break from gaming. Really, I still, when I moved to Brizzy, I still played like Fortnite and stuff on like my Switch. I played some Switch games and stuff, but Xbox sort of took a side to the step. Then I moved in with my missus and I started the game a little bit more, just mostly Call of Duty. Didn't really waste too many times on RPGs because it just sucked too much of your time. Like at least I was more of like a competitive thing. I just needed to do like a little bit of a competitive thing out of my head, which is why most people play FPS shooters. Let's be honest. And then I really started to get back into it. I really started to enjoy it. And I've always watched a lot of YouTube, a lot of streams, everything like that. So it's sort of like, then my brain went, and I was like, well, I also worked with the guy that started streaming as well. And I was like, fuck, if he can do it, why can't I do it?
Yeah. Exactly.
I started to do it. And a lot of people get affiliate really quickly. It actually took me probably closer to 2 months. Mostly because I didn't know about Discord. I was literally just doing it with an Instagram page and stuff like that. And that's it. I was just doing it purely off my own back. Through persistence and meeting the right people and stuff like that, I did become affiliate. And that all worked out. Shout out to Smarty, Striker, Optimus, Reaper,
the
Magpie.
Fucking OGs.
I actually think I was affiliate before I even met Magpie. To be honest, it was more like
you were just affiliate, bro. Because Smarty I've got your first badge.
Oh, okay, we must have just went affiliate. Like Smarty was a big one. Not that I talked to him too much, but at that stage there, I think he must have had a little bit more time, and he was really in my alley and did a lot, and so did Striker for that matter.
Yeah.
I think I just get along with Optimus, so that just worked out really good too. He likes cricket and he likes gaming. Like
you've got the same name.
Yeah. But that worked out really, really good. And the other night I got to play Striker again, which was awesome. I don't get to play enough games with Smarty, but I don't see him on very often at my time. But they're all good cunts. They got me through. Mel as well. I don't know if she'll ever listen to this, but Mel, she used to be part of the network. She's not really there much anymore, which is the big Discord that me and Magpie are moderates and admins in. She helped me a lot. Every time I was on stream, she was just straight in there. In there. Same with Benny, DS, Reaper, like straight in there. They were fucking awesome. Helped me get to there really quickly. Once I started to get a groove, and everything's been looking up since. Only recently I hit my highest viewers in one stream, purely by raids, but 39 viewers, max viewers. I was pretty fucking happy with it. I think it hit 40, but technically only registered to 39. I was pretty fucking ecstatic with that. Lost my mind. I didn't know what to fucking do.
It's good.
So I finished with like an average on that stream of like 22, which is like up there.
Yeah.
Before that, I think my highest was only like 31, maybe. I think at 31, I got rated by a guy called, I want to say Red Maniac. And he's pretty decent streamer actually too. Yeah. But yeah, so my gaming has really taken off this year. I've really just hit another level of gaming. Like I game nearly every night now. Before I used to be like once a week, twice a week. What about yourself?
So I've always gamed. It's always mostly been weekend type of thing, just due to work and everything like that. Like I've past 4 years, I've worked some crazy hours, so I've never had the time to game during weekdays. If you understand what I mean, like I was working. There'd be days there where I do an 8-hour shift, go home. Plus, I've got 2 young kids as well. Have time with family. By the time family time's all done, I'm rat shit. So I go to bed, come back. Next day's a fucking 12-hour shift. So I'm even worse the next day. But weekends were my time. The missus actually embraced it, which was good. She understood that it was my time. I do stuff for me, like work on my car, do gaming, do a bit of that. But then Mrs. decided she wanted to do uni. So I was like, fuck it, righto. So we'll get a computer, we'll see what we can do with that. Got into computer building computers. So we got the computer, then I got into building computers. This was last year, sorry. So about towards the end of the year last year, I got into building computers. I've only been streaming for, the 12th month this month. So I've only been streaming for about 6-7 months or something. But that's after I built my own gaming PC. I spent a fair bit of money on that. I built my streaming PC. And Mrs. has actually embraced it and everything. She's pushed me to do this podcast with you, which I'm grateful for. But honestly, I just can't get over the fact of who I've met through this. I've met
crazy,
yourself,
eh?
I've met you, and we figured out we used to live in the same town. So, and we live in the same state, live in the same country, all that type of thing. You're only 6 hours down the road, but
Fucking, how fast are you driving, cunt? I wouldn't drive that fast. I wouldn't drive that fast in the Bruce Highway.
No,
I think it's a good 8. It's a good 8.
You go the other way. But so if you're going 100 k's an hour, it's about 6 hours.
Driven it a few times. I reckon it's longer than that. I reckon it's more 7, 8.
Right. How many roadworks did you have to go through?
So I mean, it's the Bruce Highway.
Yeah.
Constant.
If it was open, fucked. Yeah. If it was open 100 k's an hour, you go. But
probably get there.
So
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah. So I met yourself. I met Smarty. Smarty was one of my first ever followers. And then he brought me into one of the Discord. So I originally just started just as a Twitch, no Instagram, no Twitter, no Discord. What do we got? 7?
Oh, why is it not focusing? 7 hours and 4 minutes. Yeah, 632 Ks.
Yeah. So I only started with just as a Twitch channel. I never got into Twitter, Instagram, Discord. I had a Discord, but that was just for friends.
Yeah.
Then he's like, "Oh, join this Discord. We'll help you." Rah rah. I was in the Discord, which you were in as well. The heist.
Heist days, right?
Yeah. So, and that's when I met you. So it wasn't long off you going affiliate was when I met you, because I've still got the first badge.
Yeah. Must have been just affiliate.
Yeah, so in the heist, I met you, Optimus, Striker, Mel, DS Reaper, who was known back then as Darkside Gaming Guy. Who else did I meet? Helenaria was in there. Yeah, he was DSGG, Darkside. Helenaria wasn't in there. I met her before I moved over to the network.
I brought her over to our Discord.
Yeah, so I met her before I moved to the network. So it must have been from a raid from you.
Probably, yeah.
So, but Witty's
my highest too.
Witty, I met Witty. He's done. So what did he do? He did my transition for me for my stream.
Yeah.
I was talking to him about doing some other things. He's just got a lot going on. Like everyone this time of year's got a lot going on for themselves. Christmas, New Year's, COVID. Let's just say, just fucked everyone.
The old spicy cough.
Yeah. But honestly, bro, my life has taken a turn for the better since start streaming, gaming, meeting you guys.
It's like a regular thing. It's something it's something the fact that you brought in like a regular thing. You've got routine and nearly.
Yeah. I'm always texting you, seeing what you're doing. Like if you want a game, if you say nah, fuck you, cunt, I don't want a game with you. I'm like, yeah, fuck you too, then your dog, that type of thing. But I'm nearly every day you and I are talking. Every day, I'm not saying nearly, this is every day. Yeah. Myself and Reaper are talking. We have become great mates. He's probably my best mate that I've never even met. in real life.
Yeah.
Smarty I speak to every day. Optimus I speak to. Like these people that I've met are just unreal, and it's still all thanks to streaming.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. It's weird, eh? It's weird.
Yeah.
You like, they always talk about like a community, and it does literally just turn into a bit of a community, eh?
Yeah. But the way I look at it is it's not a community for me. Like a lot of you guys are my brothers. Like we're family. Like Reaper's my brother. Like and Smarty, we've been through a lot of shit. Like we've spoken to me and him. We've got some DMs that have gone through some like personal shit. So
Yeah.
we both know what we're going through. Like it's a brotherhood, like family. Like we've created our own family, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm ever more grateful for those three blokes, so Smarty, Optimus, and Striker, for creating the Discord that we're in. And like
it's good times.
I just don't know how to. I don't know. Like at my highest average was 24.
Beautiful.
I got rated by a mate of mine that actually got me into streaming. So I had two mates before I met anyone else that was streaming. They got me into it.
Ultimate Trigger.
No, not Ultimate Trigger. So I got rated by. So I have two mates that are American, Professionally and Margincello.
Okay.
Margincello has actually hit it off really, really well right now. But Professionally, he's just more of a Call of Duty streamer. He also does a bit of MMO RPGs, which is what I'm into as well.
You never stream them. You never stream.
I just don't understand how to stream them. Like
just stream and fucking yak. My best streams are the ones where I'm playing RPGs, bro.
But it's an MMO RPG, bro. So I zone out, bro. When I'm gaming, I zone out. Like the games there,
you'd be surprised. The ones that you zone out to the most, they're usually your best.
Yeah. So we were playing Elder Scrolls Online together. So we were actually in a Discord party talking, and I think it was like my fourth streamer or something that he actually rated out to me with a party of like 32 or something.
Fuck yeah.
My fourth ever stream. So it only took me a week and a half to become affiliate, thanks to that. And yeah, it's just I've known Elliot professionally for 5 years now. Speaking to him backwards and forwards. So Margincello is his cousin as well. So I've known him for about the same amount of time. But I just look back on, especially this year, and go, wow, like all the people that I've met.
It's huge,
it's crazy.
It's ridiculous, eh?
Yeah. And I just forever more grateful for everyone that's come in, everyone that I've met. Oh, I just don't know how to bring it to words, bro.
Okay, so awesome. We're gonna take this. We're gonna take this quick break so Tommy can turn the tap on. I don't know. I was trying to make an idiom for taking a piss.
Open the tap.
Pause. All right. Sorry for that little pause. That was fucking probably pretty weird, but yeah, need to go to the toilet.
Are you relieved?
Oh, I feel so much better. Did a little fart too, and it smelled.
Oh yes.
There's one little, but it just reeked. It just fucking stunk out the whole room. But yeah, so we're back. Yeah, we've talked about our stream career. It's fucking, streaming's awesome. I can't believe how far we've come. It's pretty good. You know, you have your ups and downs in streaming. That's streaming. I'd love to be able to become famous. If it didn't work, if it doesn't work, I just hope this podcast work. I don't know where it's going to go, this podcast. I hope it just keeps going. Me and Magpie are very much dedicated to give this probably a good year. Yeah. See what we can get to. Yeah. I know that's a lot of fucking effort, but anything that's going to succeed is going to take a lot of fucking effort. So this is one of the few things that free flowing, and I listen to so many podcasts, and I feel like podcasts are becoming more and more of a thing. Obviously there's a lot out there, and to break into that barrier of getting a lot of people, our podcast will probably change over time. It'll probably become more like topics rather than gaming and sport, but we'll see how we go. But yeah, gaming this year has just been a fucking roller coaster, to say the least. It has just been some games you just play till your fucking fingers bleed, and then like they take a bad turn with a bad patch or a bad update, or so many bad releases and amps up games and bad betas and good betas. And it's just been one of those fucking really odd years, especially in the last like month or two. It's just been this big shit fight of games coming out, and they've just all kind of sucked in their own way, shape, or form. Or an update on a game like Warzone, new map come out, fuck, everything broke again. Maps good and bad. I like it, but a lot of people don't. Fair enough. It's just what's the new one called? Vanguard. Vanguard got released. For the most part, plays pretty good. Obviously, there's a lot of broken guns, but that's just fucking Call of Duty in general. You're not going to really know what's a broken gun until everyone starts playing. Like, it's just fucking how it works. You can't always test every gun, because some players are going to be better than others. Some people are going to be used to a gun better. It's hard to know what's going to be meta. Excuse me.
Exactly.
You can only do so much, but Vanguard itself released fairly bug-free.
It wasn't too bad of a release.
Fairly bug-free. It had its odd issues, but like obviously with the shotguns and stuff like that, and the odd like party issue and stuff like that, but nothing too extreme. It was one of the few games that did release nicely this year. But obviously with the Vanguard update in Warzone, that fucking shit its pants. Fuck, there's been some like it is near not impossible to play. They brought back Rebirth, and it was super fucking broken.
Yeah,
broken as fuck. Like people are invisible. Even though we played it last night for a bit, and like I had all these frame issues, it was just
people teleporting.
Fucked, man.
Like people like shooting at someone, and you like empty a whole clip into him, but then he teleports, and it's like, what the fuck? And then that's
because you're bad.
But you get the notification he's down, but he's down all the way over the fucking behind a wall and shit. It's like, how?
Yeah. It's just, like Halo got released a year late and it come out and it's pretty good. It worked really, really well. But what ended up happening is it's come out perfect, but bland.
Yeah, it's just come out as Halo.
It got boring very quickly. Nice shot, Jai Richardson. Sorry, cricket's still on. My bad. Maybe when this releases, we pumping the Poms in the Boxing Day test. Probably. Way this is going.
Let's hope.
But yeah, so gaming has been a funny one this year. There's a lot of games I still haven't had a chance to play. Obviously, I played a shit ton of FPS shooters. Played a lot of Warzone. So my streams all started off with just Warzone. That's all I played was Warzone, essentially. Warzone, and then like Black Ops Cold War and stuff like that. On stream, I got my first ever Warzone win. Then got a fair few more now. Obviously, I'm not that good still, but got a lot of wins. Getting carried essentially. But I played a lot of Warzone. Then Magpie sort of introduced me to Apex. Played a lot of Apex as well. Wasn't too bad at that game, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
I think they're walking off. I think they've declared.
Yeah, they're walking off.
Which is cool. That they're my type of games. But I mean, I even played Skyrim, the new release. That was fucking fun. I played some Fable. Played a few other little indie games and stuff as well, which is pretty cool. Got back into Rocket League pretty hard for a while there. It's been a bit of a roller coaster of games, but yeah, I had a fair bit of fun. I had a fucking shit ton of fun.
Yeah.
Magpie's played very similar games to myself, but obviously played a lot more of some of the RPGs. Oh, Destiny, we got in the massive Destiny phase there. Single-handedly converted fucking like 50 cunts to come play Destiny. Then I went over that game and everyone's like, oh, it's Destiny. It's like, nah, I'm over it. It just, again, it was one of those games that eventually just dropped off. Like I just lost interest in it fucking hard. Played Ark for like 2 nights.
See, I think like, I don't know about you, but I've got like a rotation of games that I go through.
Yeah.
And
I'm playing Fortnite now. Like I'm actually interested in playing Fortnite again because of the new map, and it compared to every other game that's broken, it's works.
It's not.
And
it's
plays
not
nicely. And the mechanics they're bringing in is fantastic. You get these fucking Spider-Man gloves now. Holy fuck. And they nailed it better than most of the Spider-Man games. It's ridiculous how nicely they've done it. It shouldn't be the number one battle royale game, but at the moment it probably is.
Yeah.
Playing wise.
Playing wise, yeah. But see, that's why like we brought up last week not last week, the week before with Optimus. About like Warzone needs to bring in like a ranked system, sort of like Apex. But before they do that, they got to get rid of all this type of stuff, like all these bugs. And you load into a game, and when you're loading in, you got two fucking pictures, or you got your three pictures up, and they're doubled on top of each other, and then you got double text underneath it all, and that's from day one of release of this new map.
So
and then you got the amount of bugs and everything that have come out.
And with all the the Activision CEO issues and stuff, it's just people walking out because they won't let them unionize and stuff. It's just a whole fucking show, that game. But that game was actually on decline before that. That game was on the decline because they ended up having to bring in their own anti-cheat system because the hackers was just so bad that it ruined the game for the average punter. The average gamer was ruined because every time you go into a game, you'd fucking stop. Now, before I was playing with like Gypsy and all the other boys, like Anzac and shit, like I used to play Call of Duty with one of my best mates in real life, Kwani.
Yep.
And he stopped playing because not that we were very good at the game, but the few times that we got to a win, we couldn't get the win because it'd be like someone stim glitching in the fucking store or something like that. And we lost in the space of like 2 or 3 days, we become like second to glitches or cheats like 5 times or something like that. And like that, he just like, I'm not playing this game again. That's happened to like countless people. Some people keep going back to it and stuff like that. And I just constantly keep questioning, why are you going back to this game? And I've gone back to it. Before Caldera came out, we went and started playing Warzone again. Because weirdly enough, all the bugs were gone. They got rid of all the bugs. They had near perfectly nerfed every gun and buffed every gun to be viable in any situation. The only thing that was probably still OP was probably snipers, and they just needed to add a little bit extra flinch. That's it. Nothing too much more. Is if you're getting shot, you can't fucking shoot back. That's all we needed. I think that's fair. That's a fair assumption on the game. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be able to snipe through assault rifle bullets. You should have to snipe first or you lose.
Yep.
And it was pretty close to that stage. It was a very, very balanced game.
It was almost ironed out. Everything was pretty much perfect.
It was full of fucking hackers still.
Yeah.
But I was still enjoying it because some games you just weren't getting hackers and they were just enjoyable. Now that they brought up the new map, like the glitches are just through the roof. Guns are broken again. Even when they bring back some of the old stuff, still broken. Floor loot's
not just that.
Floor loot's terrible.
Not just that. There's still hackers because the code of the anti-cheat got leaked the day before it actually dropped.
It's not that though. They're not going through the coding. It's instead of using just strong aim assist, where you just like bounce between headshots, you can still run walls. It's not breaking walls. They get rid of all these people that are shooting ridiculous. And then there's still streamers out there. You're not sure if they're cheating or not. And you see them do ridiculous shit. And you're like, fuck, man. As much as I'd like to say you're good, like that is pretty bull crap. There was a recent clip I saw of Symphony, and he's always been in the middle of and he got like flashbanged and killed 2 people in the flashbang stuns. Like he was just like, and the way all of them died really quickly, it's sort of like, you can't go from this person to over here really quickly in a flash and nail shots. You've been caught. Sorry, but you've been caught. They're doing something wrong. You have to be. And some people are like, oh, they're just good. Oh, they've just got, OP aim assist. Yeah, I understand the aim assist and controllers is big, but like I got killed last night and then I dropped I got killed. When you go down to like the falling mode, when you're on the ground, that and fell. When you go down and when you go down, you sort of do like a little pop up and then go down. When the aiming goes up and then follows you, and especially if you're falling off a cliff and it hits the entire way down, I'm like, well, that's not aim assist. You're cheating.
That's something different.
Or if you are using aim assist, you're using fucking
Pronus.
Yeah, using something that's making it stronger or something, because you don't do that. You're not that good of I'm like, you're good, but you're not that good, cunt. And he was using an XM4. Mm-hmm. XM4 has a distinct blink where it blinks up and down when it shoots. It seemed to be pretty much laser beam as it fell down on me. Mate, you might be good, but you're not that good. Fuck, you can't hit someone when they're dropping with an XM4 and like it's trying to kick up and you're perfectly pulling it down to hit me on every shot as you're going down. Like, you're softcore aim. You're softcore aiming. You're not aiming for heads, you get chest, but still, you're still hacking. There's still hacks. Exactly. There's still hacks. It's super broken. I understand there's hacks in Fortnite, but they don't last long because they've had an anti-cheat for so fucking long now that from the start, they've had this anti-cheat in, and this anti-cheat isn't just delete making your account, hardware ban.
It's a hardware ban.
Your computer can no longer play it.
Yep. Exactly.
Well, like,
it's not an account ban, it's a hardware ban. Like,
what are we talking about? Like, it's Fortnite's obviously got it right. That's why after 5 years, whatever it is, it's still one of the fucking most played games.
Yep.
It's always bringing in something new. It's always doing something different. And it's been on top of its hackers. Apex has hackers. It has a pretty good anti-cheat system, but it still has hackers.
Yeah.
I just feel like, and Apex has a good thing. It's changed its maps, changed its guns, has good gun rotation, shit like that.
Got a rank system.
So it's good. It's still grinding. And like some of your biggest streamers have gone to it. Just off the top of my head, like Courage and fucking Nick Merckx. They're two pretty fucking big name streamers. Most people should know who Courage and Nick Merckx are.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, and Nick Merckx, as far as I'm concerned, got very famous of Call of Duty Warzone. And he played Caldera for like a day. This is shit.
And then went back to Apex. He's still playing Apex. Like,
there's only the only big streamers I see that are still playing Warzone are people that have gotten famous purely from Warzone, and they sort of can't go away because that's their fan base. And I do wonder how many times, that's the fact that some streamers have the guts to change and play something different.
Well,
Courage was big on Warzone. He went to Apex, got viewers, and now he's getting viewers back again because he's just been playing Apex that long now that it's like, well, this is the new game to play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, got carried to Pred, but yeah, okay. Like one that comes to mind is like he didn't make his viewership on Warzone itself. He made his viewership on the BR, but that's like the 2-time back-to-back 1996, 1997 blockbuster champion. Dr. Disrespect.
He's still playing Warzone, bro.
He is still playing. I know.
He's still playing Warzone, and he constantly complaining about it to the point where he's bought out his own. He's starting to bring out his own fucking development company. He's still playing Warzone. No, but that goes to show that he still doesn't have the fucking guts to change game.
But that's what I'm getting at. Like, if you have a look at his streams, like he was playing H1Z1, then went to PUBG, then went to Warzone, or didn't go to Warzone. Yeah, he
played Blackout, then Warzone.
Blackout, Fortnite, Warzone.
Yeah.
And then went to like Rogue Company. He played Rogue Company for like a week.
I played Valorant for a bit.
Rogue Company, he has a fucking map in Rogue Company. He created a map for Rogue Company and he doesn't play the fucking game.
It's like Courage had a fucking whole thing, Courage Fiesta or whatever, for Battlefield, and he doesn't play fucking
Battlefield.
Yeah. Played for like a day.
Okay. I'm going to start this off because you started the sports one off last week. So I'm going to ask you, we're going to go from number 5 to number 1. And it doesn't have to be the best moments, but it doesn't have to be the worst moments either. So it can be a mix of both. So your top 5 controversies and best moments in gaming of 2021. Go. Number 5.
Winning my first Warzone game. Single-handedly. I was playing duos. The duo dropped out. I won it by myself. That
Yep.
For me, in a gaming moment, was really, really good. I just,
Mhm.
I actually like went, yahoo, got like fucking really excited and like, yeah, made videos on it and shit like that. So like that was, for me, that was a big one for me. My first
Yep.
Warzone win. You?
Okay. My number 5 is hitting. This is myself hitting max level in ESO.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Like that's a fuckload of hours to grind. It's a lot of dedication. I got it, and it was off stream, unfortunately, because I was streaming the day before I got it,
Yep.
and I said I'm gonna stream when I hit max level. I didn't hit start streaming. I got it off stream. I was cheering. Mrs. come in, was like, yeah, all this fucking time you spent into it, and you finally got it. So
Sorry, Mr. Mitchell Starks.
no, you're right. Yeah. So okay,
yeah.
number 4.
Fuck, I should have thought. I wasn't thinking. I was listening to what you had to say. Number 4 will be the release of Battlefield. We played the beta. One of my mates, Crossy, that I play with all the time, he played the beta before I got a chance to. He said it's shit. I hopped on. It was a day later, so they fixed a little bit in between. I'm constantly fixing shit on the beta. I said I hopped on. I said, mate, this is fun. Hop on, cunt. He hopped on. We had a fucking blast. He was like texting me, when are we hopping on Battlefield next? Had a blast playing the beta. The release come out. Fucking shit. So
the
many
day he's fucking
fucking
refunded.
issues. He refunded it. Like, I was so excited for it. Yet I haven't had a game make me that angry this year. The amount of bugs that kept happening stopped me from playing, getting DC'd or not let into a game. No loadouts saving, to bullets not registering, like just fucked. And it made me so angry. And that's probably my number 4 is how bad the Battlefield release was for like weeks, and how much I was looking forward to it as well.
Okay. My number 4 is I'm going to have to agree with you, because I know you know me. I prefer Battlefield. Like if there wasn't any other better or worse things this year, that would have been my number 1, because I love Battlefield. I don't like Call of Duty. I've been off Call of Duty multiplayer for years now. I've always gone to Battlefield Conquest and everything like that.
Yep.
That release was lackluster. Something. Oh
shit.
If I had my bat in my office at the time, I'm going to say this right now because I said it fucking last podcast, but I'm going to start swinging. Like,
it was just
I'm
so
going to pick
shit.
this cunt up.
I
was ready to just go, nah. But then we started playing for a little while, and we actually started enjoying it. Started panning some things out.
And then, like, we're enjoying it for like a couple of games, and then the game would break again.
Yeah,
I'd start losing loadouts again, and bullets stop deregistering, and then we'd start getting disconnection issues. Like one game there, I DC'd from it, and then the next game Magpie DC'd from it, and it's like, fuck, we've just wasted half an hour of our day, which we both have
each,
and we both have fairly limited time to do this. We all do it after everything's gone to bed and everything's done. We play till late, and then we wake up the next morning fucked, because that's the only time of the day we've got. So for that to keep happening was just fucked. Just ruined it for me. And it's still hard to go back to it as much as I want to, because I know when it works, it's actually really fucking fun. Like I actually had a lot of fucking fun,
game,
but just too many bugs.
Yeah.
Great opening.
Okay.
By Mitchell Stark, by the way. Number 3 would be, I don't know. Number 3 would be number 3 would be number 3. Number 3, this is a bit of a personal one, but number 3 would be, we did a Discord customs, and it was all on a European server, so we're 300 milliseconds behind, and we won. Us little Aussies boys won, and is the sweatiest we'd ever been. We were just camping, and like we got all these kills, and that was cool. I had like at the end they were like, yeah, to the point where the guy who was running it left because he just got the shits with this.
I just love the fact that I killed Semi that game that you won. And I was running on 300 ping with cunts that were like on nothing because I was on Scrubs R Us.
Yeah.
And I come user were in comms and Semi come drop down to the bottom of comms. I come in, I started rallying him. He turned the corner. I was like, nah, fuck you, cunt. I'm coming at you. Smashed him up, and all I hear is, oh, it's fucking Magpie. And I was just like, yeah, cunt, I'm gone.
I killed Smarty earlier in that game, and then we killed Smarty to win it. It was good.
And
it was fantastic.
And Reaper got the fucking the Semtex stick on fucking Striker.
So maybe just
top of comms.
Maybe just the customs in general, but that was pretty cool. I played a lot of customs. That was that one win in the customs. It was like, fuck yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, like that was good. And like we come back, it was a jailbreak. It was
jailbreak every game.
Us full. Yeah, but it was Scrubs or Us was full. Another team was full, and there was one person. I think it must have been Gypsy because he's just a fucking tryhard. Jailbreak. Yeah, you two came back. You and Sammy came back.
No, we're still alive for that jailbreak. That game we won, we were still alive that game. It was one of the few games where all three of us was
team.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You were the other full team.
We just slapped.
Yep. I can see that now. And like we died off of, I think it was Striker and his mates. We died off of him at the bottom at tents there.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, fuck this. And they're like, oh, we're going to watch fucking Striker. I was like, yeah, I think the last one that got me was Semi. So I was watching you guys. So I died off Semi.
And I was like, up the Aussies can't fucking do 300 ping, we still won, cunts. And like for a little tiny bit of backstory, they constantly thought we're bad. Like I know I'm bad at gaming, but like they constantly just kept ripping on us. They're like, and like, no, our Australian lobbies are fucking hard. They're always hard. No matter what game you play, Australian lobbies are always super fucking sweaty. So yeah, it was good. It was good to get that win. What's your number 3?
That's a good thing for number 3, 300 ping elite, 300 ping. My number 3 would have to be, I know it's like middle of the pack, but for gaming wise and like my streaming and everything would be, I hope you don't.
Oh, Magpie's paused.
Like, bottom of the pack or anything, but it's actually meeting you guys.
Oh,
it's meeting you guys. Like I just don't.
Love you too, mate.
I was thinking about
putting my streaming in there, but I sort of left that to decide for the top 5. I think. That's awesome,
bro. It's something that's come to me is like that's something that stands out this year. Like I look back on gaming and everything. Like I know it's personal, and I know it's for my channel. Good old Richo's just got a fucking wicket maiden. Good work, brother. But yeah, like meeting you guys, Gypsy, like all the Aussies. Honestly, the amount of shit talk that we can do.
Yeah, it's good.
And these can't listen to us and go, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And we got like in perspective, we've got viewers from England, USA, Canada, like England, like Europe, like we've got people from all over the world
Deutschland
watching us. Deutschland, the Netherlands, like Deutschland is Liu.
Yeah.
But like we got people all around the world watching us, and they're just like, how are these cunts mates? Like, how are they mates? The amount of shit that they talk. It's like, it's just how we are.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my number 3. Number 2.
Number 2. Do a poo. Number 2. Fuck. I keep fucking thinking of this shit.
Now you know how I feel last week, cunt.
Like, I'm just gonna leave my streaming out of it. Like as much as I love my streaming and stuff like that, and meeting everyone, I'm gonna keep mine purely based on like games I've played or just games in general. My number 2 is, because I'm a big Warzone player and stuff like that. My number 2 is the Caldera Fallout. The falling out of Warzone in general, how it's just taken. It was so big and it's taken such a big dive due to hackers and Caldera and brokenness. This last like couple of weeks of just Warzone just being so fucking broken is probably my number 2. Just one of the biggest games in the world, just fallen on its ass.
Yep.
That's my number 2.
My number 2 is, I've said it in stream. I've said it to you. You've just put on one title. I think it's the last 4 months.
Of gaming.
Every game that's come out has been rushed.
It's been broken, bro.
Honestly, it started with Cyberpunk, and that's not 4 months ago. That's longer than 4 months ago. It started with Cyberpunk.
See, you're going with the brokenness of AAA games.
You're a AAA industry. You're a AAA company in a gaming industry that you know you're gonna get millions on.
Yeah.
The studio that you have should know that this is the QA quality assurance that we need to hit. This is what we need to push through. Like I'm bringing my work into it because QA and everything like that. But everyone should have QA. The quality of product that you put out should meet that specifications. Why bring it out with so many bugs, so many glitches, so much fucking shit broken that it just turns people off? Like,
yeah. Well, it's
nowadays it's social media has taken a big fucking leap forward. Everyone's looking at Twitch, YouTube, all of those types of things to decide if they're going to buy the game. You've got these big streamers going out playing these games, and they turn around and say, "Nah, it's fucking shit. Don't buy it. It's shit. It's broken." All of this. You're gonna lose millions and millions of fucking dollars because you bring out a stupid fucking game that's broken.
Exactly right, bro. It's just
like
it's a disgrace.
It's something that's tilted me. It has had tilted me. Like I was looking forward to the GTA trilogy coming out.
Right, we discussed it on podcast, man. It's just
I know it's
the
only thing that's made it better.
The fact that I've got Fortnite even in the radar is just dumb. How is all these other games broken so much that everyone's going back to Fortnite and Apex? Like stupid, man.
The only thing that's made it better is like you have a look at Skyrim, like RPG games. Skyrim come out with their anniversary, and oh my god,
fun.
I'll go play that. I've got it downloaded.
I
haven't even started playing it. Like I'm going to play it.
Played it. Great.
It's fantastic. It looks like something I want to play. Whereas Cyberpunk, GTA,
everything that could
Warzone, possibly
be wrong with Skyrim has been fixed. It runs clean. It's not laggy. The loading screens are quicker. It looks nicer. They brought in. They've embraced Creation Club and let these few things come through, and it's just. How many games can you think of the top of your head that have embraced mods? None. Minecraft's the only one I can think of, but
that is the only one I can think of is Minecraft.
But like, and maybe GTA. GTA's really embraced it as well with the RP and stuff. But
that's RP. That's a whole different. That's a second client.
Like exactly right. But I mean, like. This is second
This is
client.
main client. This is main client. This is the main
They brought in something. They said, hey, look, we're going to bring in Creation Club. Instead of having to download it illegally and break in files and stuff, how about we just incorporate it in and we'll make it so it runs in a certain system, everything. They've just brought, Bethesda in general, have just brought in Creation Club. And I think that's fucking awesome. And the fact that they re-released the game on an anniversary with 4 of the biggest Creation Club mods just in the game. They just put it straight in.
I think the best thing that ever happened to that studio, Bethesda itself, was it being bought out by Microsoft.
I think that was already there. All those things were already in place before Microsoft bought them out, I think.
But I honestly think that the best thing that happened to Bethesda was that just due to the fact that you can, like, okay, you brought in the modding and everything, but I know for a fact that they're looking at games that, like Elder Scrolls games that are going to be Xbox and PC cross platforms. Like, how fucking good is that going to be?
It's cool, eh?
Like, you and I, we can run around the fucking middle of Tamriel, which is, I know my law. You should know your law. Like, we can run around in the middle of Tamriel. That's just the province of Skyrim, but okay. But yeah, and just do whatever we want together, make our characters as good as we can. You can be on fucking Xbox, I can be on PC. Like, it's not going to harm us. Whereas if you want to play ESO with me, you'd have to get a PC.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got it on Xbox, but
yeah.
Okay, number 1. Here we go. Number 1 top moment in gaming of 2021.
Number 1 moment. gaming 2021.
Controversial, top moment, doesn't matter.
It's really hard because I don't know if it's something that it's if I pick something that's personal or I pick something that's gaming genre. I think we've already really talked about how games have been broken and stuff like that, which is probably should have been number one for me. But
that's why my number 2 and 3 were personal, and then that one.
My number one is going to be really strange. My number one is going to be probably it's already been a very big works in the making. Number one for me has to be the money in gaming at the moment. Gaming is starting to, they're like on the cusp of not already brought out an ESPN esports channel. Like a lot of these big comps, lots of money, everything started to, it's already been done, but like with COVID and everything like that, like the fact that we're now streaming, like people were streaming before, but I think this year's saw a massive rise in streamers, massive rise in Twitch, massive rise in YouTube. Everything's taken a really big jump. And I think it's just the pure money and foot forward of gaming this year in general, I think is just, that's got to be number one. Like Nick Merckx signing to Twitch for fucking tens of millions of dollars. You know, Tim the Tatman signing with
Tim the
YouTube
Tatman leaving Twitch, going to YouTube
for tens of millions of dollars. Like the money that's in gaming at the moment. For
Dr. Disrespect getting banned off of Twitch,
content creators, the comps, like they're not just like 5K
ESL,
comps
man.
now. Like some comps are like 100K now. Like they're not just at pro gamers either. Like these people can be added in by just average players. Like the money and rise of gaming in 2021, I think is probably my number one. The fact that you can have these competitiveness between certain games and FPS shooters and still be killing it. And the fact that everyone's talking about all the broken games and how much they've had to rush it out because they've had to have that game in this year because this year is just so jam-packed full of games is that's my number one. And my number one's the rise of gaming this year.
Yep.
Sounds cliche and boring, but that to me, I was trying to think of something, but there isn't. It's the fact that gaming is that it's at the point at the moment where it's everywhere. Facebook gaming.
I'm going to put something in. So my number one, I'm going to agree to you with that, and I'll let you finish. But my number one is the resurgence of retro gaming.
Yep.
I'm not talking about next gen. I'm not talking about like that. I'm talking retro. So arcade gaming. Like you got people going out there buying these arcade games that used to sit in an arcade, like Time Zone, Fun Zone. Like that's Australian. You should know Time Zone and Fun Zone and all that. We go in, you go buy a card, you go play this arcade game. People are going out there and buying those types of arcades games and putting them in their own house and having their own free will at what they want with it.
It's the same as it's the rise of gaming.
PlayStation,
it doesn't matter what it is
1,
now.
PlayStation 2 games are coming back. PlayStation 5 with their backwards compatibility. I want all the way to PlayStation 1.
I want to put an honorable mention out there too. Actually, it was possibly going to be my number one, but it's just going to be a very, very big honorable mention. That could have been possible number one. Man, you're a PC player. When you're talking about the Xbox PS5, like Xbox PlayStation race, there has to be a special honorable mention to Xbox Game Pass. Yes. The fact that it's released Halo for free, every single Bethesda game's on there. Like you got Destiny. I had Destiny in every single one of its fucking DLCs for free. Everything.
I've got it on my, like the good thing about, so Xbox Game Pass isn't just restricted to Xbox.
It's PC as well. And then like you get Xbox game chats, party chats and stuff like that, which by the way runs very fucking nicely, very clear. It's not breaky, it never breaks up, never lags, nothing. It's really fucking good. And I think Xbox Game Pass to me and Xbox gaming.
Microsoft. I think
Microsoft.
Microsoft in gaming has just come forward in leaps and bounds with Microsoft gaming.
Yeah, and I think that has to have a special mention in there too.
Yeah,
I think
the way that they've incorporated Xbox, PC, just linked them in. They're just teeth and gears, bro. Just linked them in.
And it's
ready to go.
That was going to be my number one. That was the number thing I was thinking of the most is Xbox Game Pass, but I went with gaming in general.
Yeah. So yeah, my number one is the resurgence of retro gaming. The amount of times that I've gone on and I've seen people streaming old Xbox game, original Halo, Halo 2, original Halo.
Right, I played Fable on my stream.
Yeah.
I'm playing fucking Skyrim.
Oddworld. You remember Oddworld?
Rocket League's like a 6-7-year-old game. Playing that. Heaps of shit. Yeah, you're right. Resurgence of old games. I think resurgence of old games does stem from a brokenness of new games.
Yeah. So, yeah.
The amount of remasters that are getting done, the Halo Master Chief Collection, GTA Trilogy, they just remastered Pokemon again.
They're remastering Pokemon every year.
Even the Call of Duty games are remaster of World War II game, essentially.
Yeah.
Ran on an old engine. You're right. The remastering and retroness of gaming has come a long way.
Yeah, I think everyone's going back to that retro. Like everyone's like, 4K gaming, everything like that, but they just don't. A lot of these people creating games just don't understand the nostalgia.
Yeah,
like you and me, like we grew up 90s and noughties, right? So we were gaming in the 90s. Thank you. But yeah, 90s, noughties, the 10s, like that's what we grew up in. Like we hit the 20s now, but early 10s to 90s, that was some fucking dope games.
Fuck oath.
So
I actually want to finish off one little quick one. We'll do a quick fire round, yeah?
Righto.
I want to do a quick fire top five again. More top fives. I'm liking these top fives.
Yep.
Top 5 favorite games of all time.
Favorite games of all time. Okay.
It doesn't have to be in an order. And if you miss a game, doesn't matter because these are going to be quick fire rounds to end off the podcast for the year.
Yep.
Number 5.
Who, me?
Yep.
Okay. WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2009.
Oh, beautiful. Super Mario. Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island.
Ooh, so number 5. Number 4 is Metal Gear Solid, the original.
Oh, number 4, Metal Gear Solid, the original as well. I agree.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Number 3, GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64.
Fallout 4.
Oh, nice. Okay, number 2 would have to be. I'm gonna put Skyrim here in number 2. I'm gonna have to put Skyrim here in number 2.
Mine would be. I know, again, cop out answer. I understand. Mine would be the Call of Duty series. I was going to say like one of them, but I'm going to say the entire series in general.
That's right, because my number 1's the Mass Effect series.
Beautiful. My number 1's Skyrim. Actually, my number one might be the Elder Scrolls series, actually.
Yeah, okay. I'll put my number 2 as the Elder Scrolls series. My number 1 is Mass Effect.
Yeah, I know it's a cop out answer to say the entire series, but like when you're doing a nice little quick top 5, like it's hard for me to differentiate between Morrowind and Skyrim. So I'm just going to say the entire series. Fallout 4. Why I said Fallout 4 and not the entire Fallout series is Fallout 4 just worked. I think that's why it's better than the rest of them. It works. It plays really, really nice. I understand the storyline is not as good as New Vegas or whatever the fuck you want to fucking yak about. But you have to admit that Fallout 4 plays nice. You walk fine. You saving's fine. Your shooting's normal. The VAT system was not broken. Like it was good. It was good. It was very nice. Yeah. But thank you so much for hanging out. I actually think the last podcast episode, I didn't finish it with thank you for listening to the Beard and the Bird. But thank you so much for listening to Beard and the Bird. We actually thoroughly enjoy this. We set aside a time to do it. And I know it's sometimes when we're doing it, it's hard to actually find a time to do it, but we do it anyway because we really enjoy this series.
Hard to follow.
This is passion project of ours. So the fact that we get to do it's fucking really good. As much as we want streaming and everything to work, this is probably the one thing that if it did work would be something that I'd be very proud of to say. Streaming's still a bit funny. Sometimes if you meet someone, you don't want to tell them you do streaming, but podcasting, you're just like, oh yeah, I do a podcast. You know, like I admit that to people. So I really enjoy it.
It's hard to admit, say, I Twitch on stream. Yeah, I stream on Twitch, but whereas I go, I do a podcast, you know, on YouTube. Here, bang.
Yeah, and like and it's really good. Obviously I'm still working
I've enjoyed
getting this on Spotify. But it's Christmas period, man. I'm just so fucking flat out.
Yeah.
Worked yesterday, worked today, worked for like 7-8 days straight now. So this is how it is. But thank you so much for listening. Please, if you first time you're listening to it, please subscribe. Please hit that bell button. It means a lot. Please comment, like the video. Even in the comments, just a love heart. Even the comments, just like that top 5 games was fucking shit house. What the fuck are you talking about? Give us your top 5. Please, actually, in the comments, give us your top 5 games. Doesn't have to be in any order. If you forget a game, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because you can comment on it later and say, actually, no, I missed out on this game or I missed out on this game. But thank you so much for hanging out. Everyone, I hope you've just had a fucking brilliant Christmas time. I hope
have a good New Year.
The best time. We'll see you after New Year. And that'll be a very fresh live podcast. It'll be straight away, and we'll probably recap what we're looking forward to this year, next year.
Yep.
Maybe we do something, but we'll probably talk about sporting and games. We'll probably might branch off and just do a waffle topic. I think that's maybe something we'll do for next one. We'll just waffle about everything, life, have a good old time. Thanks so much. See you all later. Merry Christmas.
Love you all. See ya.
Run it. Hit that Gucci store, girl, make your angles pop. Hit that Louis store, girl, make you feel on top. Swerve, swerve.